questions 1 through 10 on the 2017 grade 12 AMC 12A. Pablo buys popsicles for his friends. The store sells single popsicles for $1 each, 3 popsicle boxes for $2, and 5 popsicle boxes for $3. What is the greatest number of popsicles that Pablo can buy with $8? So with his $8, he can split it up into $3, $3, and $2. And with the $3, he can buy the 5 popsicle box, and then the other $3, another 5 popsicle box, and with the $2, a 3 popsicle box. So this represents the number of popsicles, 5 plus 5 plus 3, which is 13. Number 1 is D. The sum of two non-zero real numbers is 4 times their product. What is the sum of the reciprocals of the two numbers? So that means A plus B is equal to 4 times AB. And then the sum of the reciprocals would be 1 over A plus 1 over B. You get a common denominator, B, A. And that means B plus A over AB. Well, B plus A or A plus B is 4AB, so substitute that in over AB, and then the AB's cancel to give you just 4. Number 2, the answer is C. Miss Carroll promised that anyone who got all the multiple choice questions right on the upcoming exam would receive an A on the exam. Which of the following statements necessarily follows logically? So we have to look at which statement is the contrapositive. So basically, the statement is that if you get all the multiple choice questions right, you get an A. So the contrapositive is that if you didn't get an A, that means you didn't get all the multiple choice questions right. So choice B matches that. If you didn't receive an A, that means you got at least one of the multiple choice questions wrong. So number 3, the answer is B. Jerry and Sylvia wanted to go from the southwest corner of a square field to the northwest corner. Jerry walked due east and then due north to reach the goal. But Sylvia headed northeast and reached the goal walking in a straight line. Which of the following is closest to how much shorter Sylvia's trip was compared to Jerry's? Well, we have 2 paths, one by Jerry and one by Sylvia. So Jerry goes this way and then this way. So let's just say this is X and this is X. So Jerry's path is 2X. Sylvia just goes straight diagonally. So we are going to call that Y. So Sylvia is Y. Well, obviously through Pythagoras, X squared plus X squared is equal to Y squared. So that means 2X squared is equal to Y squared. So taking the square root, we get root 2X is equal to Y. Okay, let's assign some numbers. Let's say X is equal to 1. So that means this is 2, and this would be root 2. Root 2, since X is 1, it's just going to be root 2. Now we have to compare these. Root 2 is approximately 1.4. So that means 1.4 divided by 2, which is 0.7. So 70% is the amount that Sylvia walks compared to Jerry. So in terms of how much shorter is it, it's 30% shorter. Because you're comparing 2 to 1.4. 1.4 is 30% shorter than 2, or 30% smaller than 2, whatever term you want to use. So number 4, the answer is A. At a gathering of 30 people, there are 20 people who all know each other and 10 people who know no one. People who know each other hug, and people who do not know each other shake hands. How many handshakes occur? 30 people, 20 people who know each other, and 10 who don't know anybody. So the 20 who know each other, they will hug one another, but they will shake hands with the 10 who don't know anybody. So that results in 200 handshakes. And then the 10 who don't know anybody, they have to shake hands with everybody because they don't know anyone, so they're not going to hug anyone. So each person will shake hands with everybody else. So that's going to be 10 times 29 handshakes because there's one person and then 29 others. So that's 290. So this is the total, which is 490. But remember, each handshake involves two people. So this basically double counts. So we have to take that 490 and divide by 2. And that gives you 245. So number 5, the answer is B. Joy has 30 thin rods, one of each of every integer length from 1 to 30. She places the rods with lengths 3, 7, and 15 on a table. She then wants to choose a fourth rod that she can put with these 3 to form a quadrilateral with a positive area. How many of the remaining rods can she choose as the fourth rod? Well, let's see here. Let's say we've got 3, 7, and 15 approximately, and then we've got that fourth side. So 3, 7, 15, and then the fourth side, let's just call it D. Well, the only way we can make this is if 3 plus 7 plus 15 is greater than D. That's the only way this type of a quadrilateral can be made. So that means that D must be less than 25. And similarly, we can do the same with 3 other pairings. So for example, 7 plus 15 plus D has to be greater than 3. And from that, we get that D is greater than negative 19, which doesn't really help us. And then another 3 pairing, 15 plus D plus 3, has to be greater than 7. From that, we get that D is greater than negative 11. Again, no help. But then the next one, that D plus 3 plus 7 has to be greater than 15. This helps us because it gives us that D is greater than 5. So that means that we combine those two. D is less than 25 and greater than 5. So D, because it's one of the integer lengths, it's going to be either 24, 23, ... down to 6. And that is 24 minus 5, 19 integers. But this question is tricky because of these numbers, we cannot include the 7 and the 15 because those two have already been used. So those two have to be subtracted from the 19. And therefore, that leaves us with 17. We don't have to worry about the 3 because the 3 won't be in this range since it's smaller than 6, obviously. So 17 is the actual final answer, and therefore number 6, that would be B. Define a function on the positive integers recursively by f at 1 is 2, f at n is f at n minus 1 plus 1 if n is even, f at n is f at n minus 2 plus 2 if f at n is odd, and greater than 1. What is f at 2017? All right, let's keep on going with this recursive formulas. F at 1, that one they give you. F at 2, well, that's even, so I've got to use this one. It's going to be f at n minus 1 plus 1, so that's 2 plus 1, which is 3. F at 3, now I'm going to use this formula. F at n minus 2 plus 2, so this plus 2, and that's 4. Let's keep going here, a few more. F at 4, that's going to be this formula. So that's 4 plus 1, that's 5. F at 5, since 5 is odd, you're going to use that formula. So it's going to be 4 plus 2, which is 6. And I think you can get the pattern. Basically, the pattern is f at n is simply equal to n plus 1. And therefore, f at 2017 will be 2017 plus 1, which is 2018. So number 7, the answer is B. The region consisting of all the points in the three-dimensional space within 3 units of the line segment AB has a volume 216 pi. What is the length AB? Well, this question requires a little bit of 3D visualization. So, I believe the following is true for this question. You've got this line AB from there to there, let's say. Let's call it A and B. And we want the three-dimensional space within 3 units of that line. So it's going to be a circle with the radius of 3 all the way around. And because it's a line, it's going to continue in the form of a cylinder. So the volume of that cylinder is basically the three-dimensional space. But there's more. We also have to put on a hemisphere on both sides, because that also, if this from here to here is 3, from here to here is 3, from here to here is 3, and so on, that also consists of the three-dimensional space involving points that are 3 units from line AB. So the volume of the cylinder plus the volume of the sphere, because it's 2 hemispheres, that's 1 full sphere. All right, well, that volume, the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared times height, and the volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. And they told you that volume is 216 pi, so that's very helpful. So this is what we have to solve, and my h is representing AB. So that h is basically the length AB. R is 3, so that's 3 squared, and the pi's cancel from everywhere. So all I'm left with is the following: 216, 3 squared AB, 4/3 times 3 to the power 3. All right, so let's do this math here. This is 9AB. This is going to be, let's see here, 4 times 9, 36. So that's going to be 180. 9AB, and therefore AB will be 180 divided by 9, which is 20. So number 8, the answer is D. Let S be the set of points x, y in the coordinate plane such that 2 of the 3 quantities x plus 2, 3, y minus 4 are equal, and the third of the 3 quantities is no greater than this common value. Which of the following is a correct description of S? All right, so we have to equate 2 of them, so let's just equate those first 2. And then the third one is no greater than, so it's obviously less than any of the previous 2. So this is the first, I guess, set of equations and equalities. So from this one I get x is equal to 1 and y is less than 7. Okay, so let's plot this. This will be something like this. So x is 1 and y is less than 7. So let's see here. That means x is going to be 1 and y has got to be less than 7. So that's how I would plot that. Yeah. All right, let's do the same thing, but 2 different values. X plus 2 this time, y is equal to y minus 4. And 3 is less than one of those 2, so 3 is less than x plus 2. All right, so this tells me that x is greater than 1. And from this one, I get y is x plus 6. So let's plot this guy, these 2, I should say. And x is greater than 1. So if this is 1, it's going to be, I guess, greater than that. And then this y is equal to x plus 6. I've got to plot that. So when x is 1, y will be, say, 7. And when x is 2, y is going to be 8. So approximately here and so on. So it's going to be something like that. Okay, the last one. So 3 is equal to y minus 4. And x plus 2 is less than 3. So this gives me that x is less than 1, and this one gives me that y is equal to 7. So that should be relatively easy to graph. So the first one, y is equal to 7, so that's straight across, but x is less than 1, so it's going to be like this. All right, so looks like we have 3 rays, and all 3 rays sort of have this endpoint or starting point, which is 1, 7. This is 1, 7, this is 1, 7, and this is 1, 7. So the answer choice is the one that matches is this one right here. 3 rays with a common endpoint. E for number 9. Chloe chooses a real number uniformly at random from the interval 0 to 2017. Independently, Laurent chooses a real number uniformly at random from the interval 0, 4034. What is the probability that Laurent's number is greater than Chloe's number? So Chloe's range is 0 to 2017, and Laurent's range is 0 to 4034, like that. Okay, well, this range I'll split up into 0217 and 2018, 4034. If Laurent chooses any number in this range, it's guaranteed that it's going to be bigger than any number there. So that's half the time guaranteed that the number chosen by Laurent is greater than the number chosen by Chloe. Now we got to start thinking about these guys. We have 3 scenarios actually. The first is when the number here ends up being greater than Chloe's. The second is when the number here is less than Chloe's. And the third is when they're equal. So for example, if this number chosen was say 2001 and Chloe's was 5, that's obviously a scenario where L is greater than C. If a number here was 5 and Chloe's number was 2001, then obviously it's Laurent's number is less. But you could also have 5 and 5 where they both choose the same. But because these numbers are there's so many of them, this is sort of negligible, only because it's so big of a range. If it was a small range, then we definitely would have to consider that, but it's a big range. Well, this happens half the time, that happens half the time. So half and half. So we are interested in this and this. Well, this is a half, and this is a half of a half, right? Because this is a half, and this is a half. So this is a half of a half, which of course is a quarter. So now we have to take this a quarter and add it to a half. And that's our full probability, which is 3 over 4. And therefore, number 10, the answer is C.